there is some excitement not only in the studio, but I dare say South Africa at large. While our weekday nights have not quite been the same without SABC One's most loved soapie Generations. And I think I'm right to say, in fact, the country's most loved soapie. Many of us might have already heard that the popular soapie is coming back on air as Generations: The Legacy tonight. All roads lead to your television set at 8 p.m. The newly created soapie comes back to our screens, as I mentioned, at 8 o'clock this evening. And to talk to us more about the show, we have now in studio Generations executive producer, Mr. Vundla. A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning to you.
You and I were chatting briefly off air that Generations has seen a lot of ebb and flow. There have been changes. It started off as once a week. It grew to 3 times a week. Due to popular demand, it was every weekday. People have come, people have gone. But this particular time, you've described it as quite a traumatic interruption of Generations, quite dramatic.
Yeah.
Speak to us about the changes and where you find yourselves today.
Well, where we find ourselves today is that after the departure of the 16 actors in August, we've had to reinvent Generations, and the path we decided on was to go as a sequel, meaning that we hold on to the DNA of the old Generations through having 2 principal actors who participated in the initial Generations, that is Karabo Moroka and Dam Mukhale characters, coming back to star and lead the new path we have chosen. And the path mainly, in the main, is the descendants of Paul Moroka, the grandchildren of Paul Moroka, are the ones who are driving the narrative. So we have a principally young cast of 12 actors. Most of them are known, and that's the path we're taking. It's a sequel. We are starting 2 years later from where we left off, so we don't have to explain what happened to the 16.
The 16 had quite a following as well. So while there's great excitement, perhaps mixed emotions, they had quite a lot of fans as well. There was a great fan base for them. Do you think that people will still be able to relate to Generations without your Queenie, perhaps, without a number of your star players?
Yeah, you know what? The thing is, those characters will be missed in the same way as Archie Moroka was missed, But the power of television is that, it generates new stars, especially if you have compelling narratives, So, no, we'll probably hit a bump, but we're confident that we will regain the market share we've had.
I think people who hadn't watched Generations in years are probably going to tune in today. Tonight, I'd imagine you're expecting quite an influx of viewers, perhaps just for curiosity.
Indeed. I think this is going to be one of the biggest. The biggest we've ever had was 10 million. And I think we'll probably be close to that figure tonight.
10 million viewers?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the highest number we've ever had.
Tell me something. There's been some discourse into the popularity of Generations, whether or not it was the product itself or the show itself or just the time slot. That South Africans have a culture of by 8 o'clock we're either wrapping up supper or we're just having supper. We sit in front of the TV and we watch. What do you think it was about Generations that managed to capture the viewers? Was it just the time slot? Was it the show itself?
I think from its inception, what happened was Generations came at a time when the country was changing. Independence, the trajectory of society was upwardly mobile. Generations is an aspirational soap. So it hit the ground running with the country, showing African people in a new light, as beautiful, intelligent, masters of their own destiny, heading into the future. So, that's what made Generations. That's what continues to make Generations, because our country is in a permanent state, in an upward trajectory mode, and its thematic upward aspirational tone is the trick.
So people can relate, but also it's quite aspirational.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You find, for instance, people saying things like, you know, generations helped me decorate my home.
Wow.
Generations introduced me to the fact that my children can follow a certain career path and that sort of thing. Generations taught me something about HIV, that sort of thing. So, yeah, I'd say those are some of the elements that have made...
We've run out of time.
The time slot has helped.
The time slot has helped, I suppose. Maybe it's a combination of factors, but indeed, we have run out of time. I know Valen is standing by with the latest sport, but 2 seconds, literally. What can we expect tonight?
Great entertainment.
Great entertainment.
Yep.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. We were also chatting about how no dead people are coming back to life. It's not that kind of soapie. So if you're expecting to see the resurrection of so-and-so, it's not going to happen. Vundla, thank you so very much for joining us. Executive producer of Generations. It's back tonight. Let's see what we can expect from the show. Let's leave it there for now.